We were never told to engage in blackmail and propaganda. We were told to create awareness, educate our people in truth. And that I will continue to do, regardless how anybody feels. Because there comes a time in the life of a people when silence becomes betrayal. At this point in time, if you are silent, you are a betrayer. And today, we must ask ourselves one question. What exactly is happening in southeastern region Nigeria? This is a question we must ask. What exactly is happening in southeastern Nigeria? Do you sit back and ask, what exactly is happening in southeastern part of Nigeria? Is it politics? Is it betrayal? Is it division? When you look at the southeastern part of Nigeria, more especially the Igbo speaking part, are you disturbed about what is happening? When you see the attitude of those that call themselves politicians, the attitude of those who call themselves agitators, the attitude of those who claim that they want freedom, what do you see? Is it politics? Is it betrayal? Is it division? Or is it something deeper? Something we have refused to confront? Stay with me, because this conversation may challenge what you think. This conversation may challenge what you think you know. So stay with me from the beginning to the end of this program, and I promise you, your life will not remain the same. I'm not going to take much time, so we have to go straight into the business of the day. Let's start with the foundation: political rascality. Political rascality is not just bad leadership. It is leadership without accountability. It is power used for personal gain instead of public good. This is what we have seen in Biafra land. Among the politicians that claim to represent you, even though we have worked out. But the painful thing that even among those who claim to be fighting for freedom today, among the people that claim they are fighting for freedom, you still see this same political rascality among them. People who are there for their personal gain instead of public good. That is why today you see the DOS fighting Nnamdi Kanu. That is why today you see some people tarnishing the image of Mazi Simon Ekpa, even when they claim that they are with him. You see some going to Wikipedia to write Mazi Simon Ekpa off as the leader of Briggy. They go and change his name, and they portray Mazi Simon Ekpa as a terrorist. The same people who claim they are fighting the same freedom that Mazi Simon fought for. Political rascality is not just bad leadership. It is leadership without accountability. And this thing is even in the life of those who claim that they are fighting for freedom. They are not they claim not to be accountable to anybody. They don't want to be accountable to anybody. Anybody that acquires a position will use it to suppress, to intimidate, to elevate him or herself for personal gain instead of for public good. In many cases, the people vote them in with hope. In many cases, people vote the Biafran people, the people from the South East and Biafran, they vote people in with hope. Both in politics, both in this agitation, people were given the vote of confidence. They were voted in with hope. but are governed with neglect. Just when you present those people to be the leader, before you know it, they abandon you completely and they focus on a different thing, their own personal interest and gain. Those in politics, we focus on their own exaltation, focus on building themselves with Abuja, and they don't care about what happens to you. Projects are promised, but never completed. Voice are raised, but never heard. And leaders, instead of protecting the people, become distant from them. This is what we have seen again. The only leaders we did not see this kind of a thing in them is Nnamdi Kanu and Samuel Ekpa. They are the only leader from the South East that this attitude did not show in their life within the time they were in charge. Every other person that is existing today, in every angle, in any angle, they are all about their own personal gratification. That is why they will go to the extent of even attacking a platform simply because you didn't mention their name. They will go to a state of destroying a platform that is meant to build Biafra and raise the knowledge about Biafra. They will attack it simply because they feel that you are not speaking the language they want you to speak. The only two people who were neutral was Mazi Samuel, in fact, gave us an order that you should not attack anybody that is fighting for Biafra, regardless the umbrella under which the person is fighting. And Mazi Nnamdi can say, I belong to everybody. He encourages everyone who is fighting for Biafra. He is not there for personal gain, not for personal interest, not for personal gratification. But the different case is what we are seeing today. Neglect. Instead of protecting the people become distance from them. They distance themselves from their people. You don't have to talk. Your word doesn't matter. What they say goes. You don't even have to make a suggestion. You don't even have to have your own opinion. It is sad. Now ask yourself, how did we get here? And when I'm speaking, I want you to open up your mind. Keep your mind free of your hatred and your anger and your false interpretation. Because my message, I am speaking to Biafrans and those who are not part of this agitation. Because I know those who are not part of that, they are the major problem we have. Like somebody like Nneka Chimezie, that is not part of this agitation, but she has planted herself into the agitation to cause confusion and distraction. So when I speak, my message go to including those who say they are one Nigerians, but they are from the old Southeastern region. So that you can listen with an open mind, with an open heart, and get the message. It is not just to the Biafrans. And to those of us who are fighting for self-determination also. Because so many of us, the corruption in the Nigerian system is buried inside us and we can't leave it. That same method of ruling in Nigeria, that is what some of you have brought into Biafran struggle. That same Fulani Caliphate domination, that is the same thing you brought. And you are using it in this agitation. So when I'm speaking, open your mind broad. Wherever it touches you, make correction. Because political rascality does not begin overnight. It grows when citizens are divided. It thrives when accountability is weak. And it expands when people lose trust in the system. The same way we have lost trust in the Zoological Republic, so many Biafrans today have equally lost trust in this agitation. This is a truth that sometimes we shy away from speaking or saying about it. It is not a good thing that somebody shy away. But I tell you that because of lack of trust, so many people who are in this agitation before are no longer here. You can continue to deny it. You can continue to lie about it. It does not change the truth. The truth will remain the truth. And my duty is to tell you the truth, whether you like it or you don't like it. There are so many people today who are no longer with us in this agitation because they have lost trust. The same way we lost trust in Nigeria, Sovietical Republic, and we walk away. So many people are no longer with us. Now let's talk about something even more painful. Betrayal. Betrayal. Because the deepest wound are not from outsiders. They come from within. The deepest wound are not from outside. They come from within. Betrayal happens when leaders fail to represent the interests of their people. When leaders fail to represent the interests of their people, that is what we call betrayal. And we have seen it mainly in those who call themselves politicians in Biafra land. Every now and again, every year, every election, you see that betrayal. But unfortunately, or fortunately, we still see the same betrayal in the course of this journey today. Apart from Nnamdi and Simon Ekpanjo, I cannot vouch for anybody in this agitation today. I can't vouch for anybody. Betrayal happens when leaders fail to represent interests of their people. Betrayal happens when personal ambition overrides collective progress. Personal ambition, you want to be the leader, you want to answer big name, you want to be glorified, you want to be a figure, you want to be a figurehead, even when you have nothing to offer. But I bet you, for you to gain any recognition from Biafrans, it is by merit. When you merit it, you don't need to preach, you don't need to force people to like you, you don't need to tell people to talk about you. Once you are doing what the people want, when we see it, we will speak about you. We will acknowledge you, and we will give you that respect that you demand. Betrayal happens when personal ambition overrides collective progress. Betrayal happens when silence replaces courage. These are different angles of betrayal. So when we are talking about betrayal of the people that claim to be leaders, either in the conventional ground or in this agitation, when we talk about the betrayal, some of you think it's just, there are several levels of betrayal. It happens when leaders fail to represent the interests of their people. It happens when personal ambition overrides collective progress. It happens when silence replaces courage. And this is where many begin to ask difficult questions. Are the people being fully represented? Are we fully represented? The answer is no. We are not fully represented. And when we complain, they get angry. When we say we are not fully represented, including in their politics, in the agitation, the Biafran people are not properly and well represented. And when we call attention of those who claim to be the representative to wake up and do the needful, they get angry. They attack you. They plan against you. They speak all manner of language against you simply because you call their attention to do the right thing. Are the people being fully represented? Are decisions being made in the interest of the masses? Or are there deeper political calculations at play? These are sensitive questions that every Biafran needs to sit down. Sit down and think about it before you know where you are and who you are following, before you be deceived. Think about it before, so that you can know how to fight for your freedom effectively. Are the people being fully represented? Are decisions being made in the interest of the masses? Or there are deeper political calculations at play? Just like what you are seeing in the conventional ground, what you see is, what do you call him? Peter will be jumping from one pillar to pole. Even when he knows that only him alone cannot change the contraption called Nigeria, neither will he win the election. jumping from one party to the other, and people tell you, oh, any place you go, we follow you. Follow indeed. Follow indeed. The structure in that zoological republic warrants that you must be on a certain party before you win an election. This is the structure that was put in place by the British. And they continue to fuel that structure. But today, for his own personal interest, for his own personal glory, he wants to answer a name. He doesn't really care. It is about being the president. Even though you know where you are going, you're not going to make it. It is a shame. It is a shame. And we will be sitting the same way we are sitting. Just like we told him last time that he's not going to be scaled through. It is still going to happen again, and you will complain and complain and cry again. The voice of the masses that we all know today is self-determination. That is what the masses want. The masses want to be free. Why are you not going towards the disintegration of the zoo? Peaceful disintegration. We are calling for a referendum, peaceful referendum for people to go their separate ways. Why is it difficult? If you don't want to adopt the one that we have conducted already, the self-referendum, we conducted self. We did our self-referendum. If you don't want to adopt it, conduct yours. And let the people go their separate ways. We will continue to ask these questions. And the Biafrans should continue to provide answers to the question. Are the people being fully represented? Are decisions being made in the interest of the masses? Are there deeper political calculations at play? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary questions, because without asking questions, there can be no accountability. And you know, a black man will always run away from accountability. Black people, they will always run away from it. They don't want to be accountable for anything. Even some parents don't want to be accountable to their children. That is how bad it is. Now let's address the issue of division. Nigeria is a nation of many identities. Ethnic, cultural, and historical. And diversity in itself is not something you've not known about. We have always known that the diversity we have in Nigeria, the kind of diversity we have in Nigeria, is a destructive one. A very destructive diversity. That's what we have in Nigeria. And with the kind of diversity that Nigeria has, it will never, ever, ever succeed. The diversity you have in Nigeria cannot be described in any other way than division. The diversity in Nigeria is called division. So why is the world reluctant in creating that division peacefully so people can be able to manage themselves? Nigerian diversity can be accurately explained and interpreted as division. So why is Nigeria reluctant? Is using the accurate language in saying the accurate word? Why are they reluctant? Nigeria is a nation of many identities. We are not the same, have never been, and will never be. The problem begins when diversity turns into division, which Nigeria today, it has turned. That is what it's not even the diversity of Nigeria is division in the play. And there is nothing you can do about it. There is no remedy to it. Today in Nigeria, suspicion have replaced trust. Suspicion have replaced trust. That is why a Yoruba man will never trust an Igbo man. An Hausa man will never trust an Igbo man. Neither will an Igbo man trust a Yoruba man. No, an Hausa man. Suspicion have replaced trust in the contraption called Nigeria. The narrative you hear in Nigeria is the narrative of fear. Narratives that fuel fear. A Fulani man doesn't want to be close. An Hausa man doesn't want to believe that an Igbo man is a threat. Unnecessarily, a Yoruba man is afraid of an Igbo man, not because an Igbo man has done anything to him or they have done business before, but he's just afraid of an Igbo man. That is how bad the narrative that have been created all the way from the British through Old Man Danfodio. And that narrative is still going on till today. Fear. Each section is afraid of each other. And there is nothing that can make us to be one. Our differences today is weaponized. Difference in religion, difference in food, difference in language. This difference is deep, very, very deep. That each group is trying to use theirs to dominate the other. That is why today, Nigeria is irredeemable. When we say it's irredeemable, it is irredeemable. The division in Nigeria is deep and can never, ever be solved. The division is deep. And you can never have unity in Nigeria. No matter how you preach it, no matter what you say, you will never have unity. When you don't have unity, you can never have development. You can never have development. And the West will continue to manipulate the structure. The British will continue to manipulate the citizens. The West will continue to steal your resources and you can't do nothing about it. You will never have growth. History has shown us over and over again that divided people are easier to control. Divided people are easier to control. They tried it in Nigeria, it worked. Today, you look at the agitation. They brought division into the agitation, and you see how weak the agitation have become. Because of the division, you see how weak we have become. Can you imagine what would have happened if every agitating group is speaking in one voice? Can you imagine what would have happened if every agitating group today is focused on one message, self-determination, and forgetting about fighting each other, dehumanizing each other, distracting each other? Can you imagine what we can do? Do you know what we would have accomplished? If this DOS today that are fighting Nnamdi Kanu did not fight Simon Eber, do you know what we would have accomplished? Do you think we will still be fighting for Biafra today? If they had come out and supported Simon Eber when he was there, do you think we will still be crying today? Of course, no. But they sold their soul. And today they have come openly to attack the supreme leader. It is sad. It is sad. We must not allow this to continue. And as we speak, we are calling on the world, the international community, to pay attention that we are not one in Nigeria. We can never. It doesn't matter how you pretend. We will never, ever be one. Nothing can make us to speak in one voice in Nigeria. The earlier you understand that, the better for everybody, so that we can have a peaceful ground and grow in our own space at our own speed. Now, let's talk about history, because history matters. Figures like Osman Danfodio and Ahmadu Bello played significant role of Nigerian historical and political landscape. But history must be approached with care, balance, and facts, because history can either educate or it can use to divide. Narratives about past often influence how people see the present, and if those narratives are not carefully examined, they can deepen misunderstanding. But we will never shy away from this truth of the past. So instead of asking who is to blame, we should also ask, what can we learn? because history should guide us towards the track. Guide us forward, not to trap us in endless conflict. But when you look at Nigerian history and what transpired, how Old Man Danfodio and Ahmadu Bello played a role, you will understand that every single thing you are facing today in Nigeria, including the insecurity, was orchestrated by these people. You can't ignore that. You cannot ignore that. And for you to understand what I am talking about, I want to play a video. I want you to listen to this video, because we can never forget history. We cannot forget history. I want you to listen to this video for you to understand the role that those they call their founding father, the foundation they laid, and why we are where we are today. When we Biafrans come and we say the only remedy is a peaceful disintegration of Nigeria, it is not, we are not just saying it to entice people or to make people happy. It is a fact. And when we say it, we have reason for saying it. When we say it, we have reasons for saying it, and we will continue to say it. We will continue to say it. It doesn't matter how anybody feels about it. It doesn't matter what anybody says about it. We will continue to say it. And I want you to pay attention and listen to this very video. You are going to learn something from it. You are definitely going to learn something different from this video I'm about to play. Listen carefully to what this man has to say. It is history. And it will let you know, when you are there wishing for a one Nigeria that's going to be better, you will understand that it will never be better. It will be worse.
Of the insecurity, because the people go to the genesis of the insecurity, we will not have a solution. That is the genesis of the insecurity in Nigeria. It started. I keep quoting. I've quoted it so many times. Others have also quoted it, not be alone. In 1960, just barely 5 months after Nigeria got independence in October, I think it was 12th October 1960. He said that this new nation, Nigeria, should be an estate of our great-grandfather, Usman Danfodio.
Did you hear that? Immediately after independence, immediately after their so-called independence in 1960, Ahmadu Bello came out and said that Nigeria will be an estate of their father, Othman Danfodio. Just after the independence, this charge was given to the northern Fulanis that Nigeria belongs to them. So when you see Fulanis today fighting to take over Nigeria, it is not just they're doing it because they want to. It is a charge, a responsibility that we're giving to them by their forefathers. That is why we touch these histories and let the world know that when we talk about ending this title called Nigeria, it is not out of envy or jealousy. We just want everybody to be on their own and have peace. That is why it is necessary to end it, because the Fulanis will never stop at any. They will continue to fight to make this country theirs. I want you to listen to this man, what he said.
He said that this new nation, Nigeria, should be an estate of our great-grandfather.
That the new nation, Nigeria, should, immediately after independence, Ahmadu Bello said that the new nation created Nigeria should be the estate of their father, Othman Danfodio. Should be. Some of you don't know the war. People don't know what we are facing in that contraption. You don't know what we are facing. That is why sometimes you take this terrorism for a joke and you think you can stop it by mere shout on top. You can't stop it. You cannot stop it. They are following the instruction given to them by their fathers. And they will continue to follow it. Even if it takes 1,000 years. A security man has said it in their national TV. A Yoruba man said it. That even if it takes 1,000, they will definitely then take over the contraction in one way or the other through the disguise of their religion or whatever. Listen.
He said that this new nation, Nigeria, should that was what he used, should be an estate of our great grandfather and that holy. And we should never allow a change of power. He continued. The northern minorities shall use.
Did you hear that? They should never allow the exchange of power. When you see these people went to all the Sahel countries to go and bring terrorists to remove Goodluck Jonathan, you think it is just a mere plan. This is a charge that was given to them by their forefather. And whoever goes there, they will do the same thing, even to this idiot, they call this drug baron. Even this clown that is walking everywhere, calling himself Peter Obi, if he enters there, they will do the same thing and remove him because it is the estate of their father. They will remove him. He can continue to pretend. They will remove him.
I stand these tools. And the south shall lose a conquered territory.
Did you hear that?
And we shall never allow them to rule over themselves.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? I want you to hear it once again.
And the south shall lose a conquered territory.
The South, they will rule as conquered territory. That is why today they still see us as conquered people. The Fulani still see the southern part of Nigeria as conquered. You know, when the Biafrans are fighting, some of the Europeans will be deceiving themselves, thinking that it is about us. It is not about us. It is about humanity, about every single individual. They see you as a conquered person.
And we shall never allow them to rule over themselves. This ambition of the Fulanis to overrun Nigeria with the brand of Islam. Even within the Islamic faith itself, a particular brand of Islam. Because that if you don't believe in that brand of Islam, you are decayed. Because even Yoruba Muslims, Yorubas were Muslims before the Abuja came to Nigeria.
Did you hear that?
Islam in Yoruba land is older than Islam in the north.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't take Yoruba didn't take the Islam from the north. Islam came to Yoruba land through a different route, and it dictated that of the north. Even they regard Yoruba Muslims as infidels, because Yoruba Muslims are tolerant. In Yoruba land, we are very tolerant of religious differences. In families in Yoruba land, we have Muslims, we have Christians, coexisting, living together, celebrating together. That is our own brand of Islam. So because of that, the Fulanis regard all of us, the Christian and Muslim, as infidels. Because if you are a true Muslim, you are not supposed to live happily with a Christian. You are supposed to kill them. So I'm saying that most of us who think we are targets to be killed, who think we are targets to be killed, but the same people who say that the same country with us, we have a right to say no. We want to a place where we can live our own life.
Absolutely.
Where we can live our own life peacefully without being afraid to go to bed at night. That some people might come and burn our villages and kill us and rape our women. So that's why I don't blame people who are for information, for all sorts of other things, because we are all confronted by the same terrorism that is now rapidly in Nigeria, which is based on this colonization agenda. Because if you go to the genesis of the insecurity, we do not have a solution. That is the genesis of the insecurity in Nigeria. It started. I I keep quoting you, I've quoted it so many times. Others have also quoted it, not me alone. In 1960, just barely 5 months after Nigeria got independence in October, in fact, in October, I think it was 12th October 1960, the next 1,000 of Sokoto, Alaji Sam Adubere, he said that this new nation, Nigeria, should.
I hope you had it. I hope you had the message. You had it and you had it clear. I hope you heard what this man said. I hope you heard what this man said. So when we speak the way we speak, understand that there is no other solution than disintegration. And those of us who are in this struggle should focus. Don't lose your focus. Don't lose your focus. You have a role. Every one of us have a role to free ourselves, including the idiots that claim to be one Nigerian, whether you call yourself one Nigerian or not, or whatever. Now let me say something clearly. The future of any society is not only in the hand of leaders, it is also in the hand of the people, you and I. When people are informed, they make better decisions. When people are united, they are stronger. When people demand accountability, leaders respond. This is why I am here. I am one of those people. Making our people to be informed, allowing our people to ask their questions and present their matters when they have to, holding leaders accountable. I'm not here to praise anybody. Holding leaders accountable. So the question is not just what are leaders doing? The question is, what are we doing as citizens of Biafra?